Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
Drum Brigade!
Drum Brigade!
Drum Brigade.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Drum Brigade Show. Yes, we're here again, episode 2. We're here at Studio 528 in beautiful Oceanside, California, at the headquarters for Drum Brigade. It's the Drum Brigade Show.
It is.
I am your host, Corey Kingston Horn, with my other host, funky, filthy, fantastic, Phil Pardell.
It's me.
Yes, sir. Funky Phil. What's up, bro?
Nothing, man. How's your week?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. How's your week?
It was amazing.
That's good.
I got my vessel drums.
They're amazing.
They're
amazing.
They're beyond. They're just so perfect.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
They're fantastic.
That snare drum, though. Let's get into that. First, let me preface the show. We got a great show ahead of us. We got a Corey soapbox. I mean,
there's always going to be one of those.
There's always going to be one of those, man. Let's be real. There's always going to be one of those. I got a doozy this week. It's based on my gig from this week. That's all I'm going to say because I'm afraid I'm going to push the button. I'm already getting worked up.
Just wait.
Let's just take a deep breath and move on. Okay, we got our catch up. We got a very interesting interview this week.
Yeah.
You guys are going to get to know somebody.
Oh, it's me.
Very close to the show. The interview's with Funky Phil Pardell.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to learn all about you, man. We got the question of the day. It's a good one. The question of the day this week is from you. Last week it was from me.
Oh, okay.
This week is from you.
Cool.
It's a good question of the day. We got a new segment this week. We got the drum video of the week. We're going to check out a cool drum video. Maybe it's like a drum nerd video.
Yeah, it's like what drum nerds watch is other drummers doing amazing things.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
I like this one. I picked the drum video of the week. We got Corey Soapbox. We already talked about that. And we got Drum Games. Another Name That Groove.
This time you're doing it.
This time I'm doing it.
Yes.
So, we got a good prize, too. And if you guess it, you win something cool. So, all right, so let's get into it. You play any gigs this week?
Yeah. There's a few. Well, I played 2 the other day, where the first one was it was like a private party. Someone having a shindig at a house out in Ramona.
Those could be good or bad.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was real. Cool. It was real mellow. It was like out in the middle of nowhere. There was trees everywhere.
Nice.
Set up in the dirt. I did have a rug.
Okay, that's good.
And I did not use my new vessel drums.
Thank goodness.
Because there's no way I was going to do that.
Yeah.
To those.
No.
They're beautiful. Yeah, it's super mellow, super fun time. That's one of those gigs where you don't... A lot of the music I've never played before, I just follow the band leader, you know?
Cool.
Like, fly by the seat of your pants and play the right feel and keep your head up. So it's fun. There's really good food, good drinks, good people.
Yeah.
And then immediately went to play a casino afterwards, so it was like totally opposite vibe.
Dang.
Where it's like, you played casinos. They're like very specific.
Electronic drums?
Yes. Yes, electronic drums.
I always have to say, I hate electronic drums, but at least I don't have to bring my own drums.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, it's nice to
Roll
not.
up with a stick bag.
You can pack up faster than the guitarist
Exactly,
afterwards.
for once in our lives.
Yeah.
I played Rev Fest. It was like
Whoa.
it was like a straight edge hardcore festival. So like bands like Judge, Youth of Today, Gorilla Biscuits, Civ, like hardcore bands. It was pretty intense. I'm a fan of some of that stuff. Like, I'm a huge fan of Youth of Today. I love that band. Like, maybe wouldn't know that, but I like Gorilla Biscuits. I never really listened to Civ, but like totally loved those dudes when I saw them. I watched their whole set. I was like, all right, guys, I'm gonna take off, and then they started. I was like, whoa, like what is this? And it was just like, it was like a hardcore show from like 1992. Like,
Wow, that's awesome.
bunch of straight edge people there, and like everybody was just like high on life, loving a bit of it, like full like crazy hardcore dancing in the middle of the dance floor and stage diving, and it's pretty intense.
That's awesome. What was that? Sharp Shock?
With Sharp Shock,
Yeah.
yeah, I was playing with Sharp Shock, and we're not a hardcore band, but like our bass player is straight edge and vegan, and a tattoo artist, so that all goes together. So I think we kind of fit in that way, and then all of us are at least vegetarian. So that was cool. It was some of the best, literally probably the best vegan food I've ever had. They had a vegan buffet, and it blew my mind. Everything was so good.
Yeah.
Vegan lasagna, it didn't even taste like vegan. It just like the cheese tasted real. It was like cashew cheese. Was so good.
I could never get into fake cheese.
Man, I can't get into vegan cheese.
My wife was vegan for a long time, and so I had a lot of vegan foods.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I was just like, I could dig some of the fake meat stuff, but
Yeah.
like the fake cheese was always like,
Just doesn't taste like cheese.
yeah, it just was like
Tastes
this
like
weird
vegan cheese.
processed weirdness.
Yeah. No, this was not like that.
Yeah,
This
it was good.
lasagna was like, they used cashew cheese or something. It was so good, man. It was
Yeah.
like, I was like completely impressed with like everything. And I guess they said that the cooks like don't usually cook vegan food, but it was like the cooks of the venue, and they were super excited. Like, oh, we've always wanted to try like vegan cuisine and make vegan food. And so every day of the festival they had different food. So I guess the night before they had tacos, like Mexican food.
Nice.
The next day was the day we were playing. That was Italian food, so lasagna. Then the next day they were having Chinese food, all vegan, of course. And then the next day was Spanish food, so they were having tapas and like
Wow.
all kinds of stuff. It was
sounds
crazy, man.
amazing.
It was so good, and the festival was really cool. It was like, it was just cool, man. Those like straight edge shows, you know, a lot of people like think that like the music is hardcore and aggressive, but it's really like a positive vibe and positive outlook, and really cool. I liked it.
Nice.
And then Saturday I played a wedding, and that was okay, but no, it wasn't okay. You know what? That gig, that's the basis of my soapbox this week. We'll get into that later. The gig was fine, but it was another wedding gig, and you know, but we'll get into the reasons why I need to get on my soapbox later.
I can't wait.
Okay. So, yeah, that was good. Did you get any new gear this week? Well, yeah.
I got a
lot
freaking drum set.
You got a whole new drum set.
Oh my god, it's amazing. It's a 20-inch bass drum, by the way.
Amazing.
I love it. Yeah, 10, 12, 14, 16.
Love it.
Both rack toms are 8 inches deep. Both floor toms are 13 inches deep,
Wow.
which is weird.
You got a straight up custom
And
drum
then
set.
the 20 is 15 deep, and they're all like Magnum, like thick shut. They're like less plies, more wood, maple.
So does that make them
3 mil triple flange tubes,
Oh yeah.
which I'm in love with. That's what, if you don't know, what like DW uses that on all their drums, and it's kind of like somewhere between normal triple flange, like the 2.5 mil ones, and die cast. as far as the way they
in between, yeah.
Yeah, so they still have they'll have some of the brightness and overtones, but have better tuning stability.
Man, that's dope.
It's I set them up. I've only got to play them for 30 minutes so far. All in all,
you gotta like not be scared to set these things up and play.
Well, I can't leave them in my house because I got a kid and we have students coming in there, and I just don't want to put that on someone to like
that makes sense.
Mess them up, or like when some like draw on the front bass drum head and then I gotta replace that.
No, that's not gonna work. I have a favorite part of your drum set.
What?
My favorite part, my favorite detail. Well, besides your snare, I love your snare, but my favorite detail on your drums that I would have never thought of is that you use one lug, like a center lug on the rack toms, and then on the floor toms is 2 lugs.
Yeah.
That's a strong detail. Love that.
Yeah, they turned out perfect. I've never sat at a drum set and felt this comfortable before.
Wow.
Like ever. I've had a lot of drums.
That's because you like...
And they're just like, I got to get everything exactly where I wanted it, and they sound the way I want them to sound.
Yeah,
and
you envisioned it, and now it's here, and you got them. That's so dope.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do a review.
We will.
Yes.
I can't wait to see you play them.
Oh, man. We should do a review of my Masters, too.
Yes. Yeah, those drums are sick.
Yes, sir. Very cool. Well,
did you get any new gear?
I didn't. No, did I? Oh, I got a new iPad.
That's some good gear.
It's good gear, yeah, but it's not drum gear, but I guess I use it every day.
That's a metronome in it.
Yeah. I write music on it. And
you've got apps, right?
Yeah, I use it every day for teaching.
Do you have the Funkbox app?
What? No.
Have you heard
I need it, though. I just based on the name.
Dude, it's like $5 and...
Funkbox?
It's awesome. It's like a bunch of boutique, like vintage and not so vintage drum machines sampled.
What?
In an app. And you can it has a sequencer and it's got full MIDI implementation.
I think I'll be downloading that.
Dude, it's so useful.
As soon as we're done filming this show.
Yeah.
The Funkbox.
It's super fun. It has like all sorts of presets and you can make your own presets. Wow. Anyway, yeah, it's we'll probably do a review on that at some point.
That sounds like a cool band name.
Funkbox.
We're Corey Kingston in the Funkbox. That's dope. I want that. Yeah, I haven't gotten any cool apps. I just got like a bigger gig thing because I'm like gearing up for a tour in a couple months or like in a month. Woo. And so I'm trying to put some movies on there and
where are you going on tour?
This will be a Europe tour. Europe and UK. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Couple festival dates and like mainland Europe. So it'll be a good tour.
What band?
With Hepcat.
Hepcat.
Ska music.
Some good ska.
Traditional ska, yeah. So I'm excited.
So cool.
I'm excited to do that, but I want to make sure that like I've spent so many years on tour that like now I just want to be comfortable and I want like my stuff a certain way. So I'm like I want to have like movies and like stuff like that. Like I got like a cool neck pillow that I can like lean forward on the plane and put my head on it instead of like the neck pillow that goes on your neck, like stuff like that where I'm just like I just want comfort. I don't want to be uncomfortable anymore on tour. I'm tired of that. Like I got this like
pillow.
I got this last time I went on tour, dude. I bought this like this sleeping bag liner because dude, like crazy stuff happens on a bus, dude. Like you don't know what happened in your bunk before you got there, and I'm sure the bus driver like.
Oh yeah, I never thought of that.
The bus driver washes the like sheets and stuff, but like still, dude.
Really, the driver washes all the sheets?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Normally, there's a washer and dryer on the bus, like in one of the bays.
Whoa.
But like, so I brought this like. The last tour I did out there, I wasn't on a bus, but like this tour will be on a bus. But like I was still like, you never know, man. In Europe, you could be in like a fancy hotel one day, and then like the next day you could be like staying at the venue in their like bunk beds. Huh. And so I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm gonna have my own sheets that I can feel like I'm sleeping in my bed every night. So I wanted to be comfortable, so I got a sleeping bag liner that I like crawl in and snuggle up under.
So it's like a bed condom.
Basically, yes.
It's like you get into a condom.
Yes.
For a bed. That's
right.
A strange bed.
Yes, but when you're in your bed liner, it doesn't matter. You can sleep anywhere.
You're safe.
You're safe.
You're not going to catch any bugs.
No. And it's like the like the liner or whatever you call it. It's like woven so that like bugs can't get in. It's amazing, and it has like a cutout thing up above your head so that your head can lay. Like you can put it on a pillow so your head can. But it doesn't have a zipper, so it's like kind of like you have to like get in it.
It's a bed condom.
Yes, but dude, it makes you feel right at home and comfortable anywhere you sleep. I love it so much, and I will not travel without it. So I will be snuggling up on that on my tour.
I did not even know that bed condoms existed.
Yes, they're for camping, but like it rolls up into this little like pouch. It's so dope. I got an REI, dude.
That sounds really. Yeah, I could totally see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's just a whole nother world. I didn't know those even existed.
Well, it does, and
There
I'm
you
going to
go.
be comfortable.
Next time you go on tour, buy yourself a bed condom.
I think it's technically called a sleeping bag liner, but
Yeah, bed condom.
Bed condoms.
Yeah, it's a bed condom.
which is also the name of my next band, Corey Kingston and the Bed Condoms. Phil's interview.
My interview.
All right, Phil. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in San Diego. Mostly Claremont, but yeah.
East County? Is that East County?
No,
Claremont-
it's,
oh, no,
it's pretty
Claremont
close
Mesa,
to. Yeah, it's pretty close to downtown, but
Yeah. I didn't know that.
it's like just inland from PB.
When did you get your start?
I think I really officially started playing drums when I was like 10. I remember it was awesome because I went to this weird private school when I was in middle school, and I remember the moment where I was like, I need to do that. Was when we were all standing in line. We were like little kids, and then there was like some cool high schooler kid jamming on some drums in a room that we were waiting for access to, and he was just going ballistic in there, going nuts and like doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and broke his stick, and then just like got up and threw his sticks on the floor and walked out. It's just like, that was awesome. I want to do that. And then I started taking lessons, and I've been doing it ever since. Yeah.
What are your influences?
Well, when I started, I had a lot of great teachers. I was really lucky because I went to this really small arts-focused school where they were like, they had a lot of focus on dance and music and, illustration and writing and all sorts of stuff. So they had some really good music teachers there, like some of the local awesome jazz musicians and stuff were teaching like our concert band. And
Wow.
yeah, so through them I was able, I met Mike Holguin, who's like a San Diego legend.
He's like,
as far as drummers. He's
like the San Diego cat.
Yeah.
He's like the dude that everybody's like, oh yeah, Mike Holguin, he's the dude.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. Great teacher too. Really good guy. And he gave me a super, super solid foundation. And, just all sorts of, made sure I was branching out and trying all sorts of styles. And I used to be really into punk.
Nice.
I still love punk, but I was like, really into punk. Some of my earlier influences would be like, I really love Mitch Mitchell from Jimi Hendrix, John Bonham, of course. Yeah, and Mike Holguin showed me the ropes of a lot of Latin stuff and funk. He was really very largely responsible for my interest in funk. So it was a lot of, I used to play just after school, immediately go in my garage and jam out to James Brown and Parliament Funkadelic and Tower Power and
Yeah.
Earth, Wind and Fire and all sorts of awesome bands. Miles Davis Quintet of the 60s was like a huge... I was really got into that, and then really got into Tony Williams' Lifetime, like that crazy fusion band.
Yeah.
So sick. Really love Tom Waits.
Cool.
As a songwriter, and he has really interesting drums and percussive stuff in his music, which is like very compositional stuff, you know, but raw and interesting. Stereolab is another band I really like.
Ooh.
Like
I
they're
don't think I know them.
you've heard me teach lessons on some of their stuff,
okay.
I think, before.
Let's do this.
I love the Meters.
I've done a couple
Zigaboo.
lessons on that song. It's good one to teach ghost notes on.
Yeah, it's like some more basic ghost notes
Yeah.
and like really good feel.
Your first kit.
My first drum set, CB700.
Yeah. Me too.
Horrible drums, but they're like
You should do a product review on
they're
CB700.
so bad. It's in retrospect, like I was so stoked though. I saved up. It was like I had to save up allowance and money from like doing chores or whatever, or like gifts from Christmas or whatever. I saved up for a really long. I just had a practice pad for like
Wow.
over a year into learning drums. I think I was just straight up pad doing some drums like at the school on their set. But I saved up money. I bought these off some dude on Craigslist, and yeah, they were silver CB700s. And he gave me an extra snare drum.
Wow.
So I got 2 snare drums. They came with rusty bunk ass cymbals that sounded terrible. And they're just like they're probably the worst, maybe the worst drum set I've ever played. The heads, I never changed the heads once. I think like I didn't know anything about tuning drums, so it was just like, oh, they sound weird, and you just tighten them, so they all just like sounded even worse and worse, and just like super tight. But and I'm pretty sure my cat peed in the bass drum a few times, but I don't remember ever cleaning it.
Oh.
So
Yeah, those drums definitely suck.
those things are.
I don't think they make drums like that. Well, they do, but it seems
They're
like
cheaper now.
they're cheaper now. I think though, like you can get like a Gretsch kit for like $400 now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
and it's really good compared to like what the CB700 kit was.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
But then there's still like parents getting kids like really expensive drums for their first set.
Yeah.
And it's such a bad idea, I think.
No, it made me like really appreciate when I got a nice kit, like the difference between my crappy kit and a nice kit. What are you practicing? What are you practicing?
I have a kid, by the way,
Yeah.
so it's pretty limited. Lately I've been experimenting with over the bar 5s.
Like that.
For like physical practice, I try to do some, all sorts of rudiments and singles, doubles, and just strength training and endurance. Like stick control book, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just to try to keep the hands sharp and stuff. But yeah, I've been experimenting with over the bar 5s, like as either 30 seconds or 16th note triplets. So breaking up like 30 seconds or 16ths into groupings of 5s, and then going over the bar, like maybe a few bars over.
Like something like that.
Step change.
Wait. Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I've been experimenting with that and trying to.
That's a true
kind of like-
polyrhythm, dude.
Yeah, it's like ear training, trying to get comfortable with phrasing like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know, when you do that stuff in a band, everyone hates you pretty much.
Yeah.
So I don't usually do it very much, but it's,
Yeah.
you know. I
When
like
you
to
do it right, though, like, if it's done right and it's done tastefully, it's not done like, I'm going to purposely make you, like, mess up.
Yeah.
Like,
Good luck.
Dennis Chambers
See
in a
if you
solo.
can find one,
Yeah.
fool.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, I used to love it, but, like, Dennis Chambers is, like, notorious for that. Like, the band will play, like, a vamp so he can solo over it, and then he'll just purposely try to, like, make them lose one. Or,
So
like,
messed up.
make them lose their space. It's just, like, I've seen it to where the band, it's like a bit, you know, where the band's, like, playing their vamp, and then he starts doing that, and they're like, oh, I don't know where he's at, you know, and, like... And then he's like, everybody in the audience is like, oh, and then he's like, okay, cool, now we can move on. It's like, dude, just do you.
Yeah.
I love you, Dennis Chambers.
I love Dennis
you,
Chambers
man.
too. So much. But no, yeah, I'm not. It's more like just for my own, trying to stretch my own ears. and
Yeah.
Feeling and sense of timing and stuff.
Right. Yeah, you stumped me this week with that 6-stroke over the bar thing. I'm like, when I was using the toms, it was cool, but like when I was doing it on the snare, it was hard. Check it out. That's a super dope fill, but it's gonna take me some work to get that. Even though it's a 6-stroke, it's so weird for me to feel it over the bar.
Yeah, it's fun.
Weird.
But it's one of those things where you just like, especially if you're repeating the same hand pattern,
Yeah.
and it feels really familiar and it's easy to move around and orchestrate in
Yeah.
different ways eventually.
What are your thoughts on the music industry? What is it like being a professional musician?
Whew. Well, music industry, I mean, I always knew it was going to be a lot of work, and it would be like probably doing a lot of stuff that you're not super passionate about. It's not like fulfilling the artsiness.
Yeah.
I always was at terms with that aspect of it. The thing that was frustrating was when I was like, because I went to like a music school, and while I was there, that was when like Napster and all that
Oh, yeah.
stuff hit. Like, while I was shelling out a lot of money for a music degree, and then it was just like the music industry just like fell on its face, and I think it's coming back. It's
Yeah.
coming back. It's definitely getting better, and it's kind of, in some ways, it's frustrating that like a lot of the paying work out there has been stagnant for such a long time.
Or has it changed? Like,
Yeah, it's like the same.
we still get paid the same as like they probably did in the 80s, or
Or the 70s. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm able to make a living just playing music and teaching music.
Awesome.
So I'm a happy camper.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome to have that privilege that you can like make a living and eat and like just do. I
you love.
just hit stuff with sticks. It's so stupid. Like I hit things with a stick.
Yeah, but you do it so well.
And make a living at it. It's funny. My dad, like my family, my dad's like a sculptor. So's my brother. And it's funny because they push stuff around with sticks.
Yeah.
Like clay or like these days pixels, like digital clay with robot arms and stuff. But yeah, it's silly. So I grew up around like in a household where it was totally normal to make a living doing something artistic.
Yeah. All right. So, how about your background, like in an educational sense? Like, did you go to school? Did you study with teachers? Like, what's your background on that stuff?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So I like I was saying, I studied with Mike Holguin a lot and various other teachers around San Diego, and then eventually, yeah, after high school, I actually applied. I got into Berkeley.
Nice.
And even though I kind of wanted to go to a different school in Philadelphia because I did like a summer program there, and I really liked it, and I liked the vibe of the city. But I was convinced to do Berkeley, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Berkeley. They accepted me. It's cool. And then last minute, I got a letter from Berkeley saying they accepted too many kids.
I heard they do that.
Yeah, they accepted too many kids. Sorry, you'll have to try again next year. So I was like, them.
Straight up.
I was like, that was just like, well, what the So, sorry, excuse my language, but I was pissed.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't get the letter till it was like too late.
Oh my
like
gosh.
already like it was too late to go to the school I wanted to. So I ended up going to Cal State Long Beach for a year, which was rad.
That's cool.
Kind of. At least back when I went there, it was like it was weird. They wouldn't give me drum lessons.
Hmm?
I was there as a music major, but they had this like whole thing where you had to learn like other instruments too, which you know was good in a way. Like I took a lot of different ethnic percussion groups, like a Brazilian.
That's cool.
Yeah, Brazilian batucada band where it's like 30 people in there.
Wow.
It was awesome. And then like there was one that was like West African stuff. It was really cool.
So that probably helps you though on the kit though.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was really fun. I learned a lot there, and they made me play marimba, 4 mallets.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd learn like Bach etude, like cello
Jeez.
suites and stuff.
No way.
No drum lessons though. No drum lessons. You had to you had to earn the privilege to get private drum lessons. So so I wasn't really digging it. I mean, I was enjoying all the music and I learned a lot. But anyway, I ended up going to UArts in Philly, which is like it's really good. At least when I was there, it was like very focused on jazz and performance, and
cool.
Yeah, it was pretty rigorous. It was like a pretty intense program, and I dove in full force.
Was your teacher like Whiplash?
You know, someone told me that one of that character is based on one of the teachers there.
Really?
But it could have just been a rumor, but no, none of them were like that.
Yeah.
But at least that I worked with. I mean, I had some intense teachers. Jimmy Paxton, he's like super amazing jazz drummer that he never really got as famous as he probably could have.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was like kind of very, he would speak his mind. He's like, he's very
He
much
had a soapbox.
He had a soapbox. Yeah, he always had a soapbox.
I love a drummer that has a good soapbox.
But he was such a good teacher. He's so like all about feel and like true, honest, emotional connection to the music, which is that was probably the biggest thing I got from him. And then my other teacher was Mark DiCiani, who's like phenomenal drummer, and teacher, really great teacher. I think he runs the whole performing arts department there now.
Wow.
But he's huge, like great drummer, great guy, and I learned a lot about how to teach myself from him, amongst a lot of other things. But I feel like that was one of the most important things I learned from him, was how to teach myself. Not that I couldn't be taught by anyone else, of course I can, but like how to, like, when you don't have that opportunity to be able to still push yourself, push your boundaries, and expand your horizons as a musician. But yeah, by the time I was done there, I was like super burnt out. And like, especially on jazz and jazz gigs and stuff, I was just, it was felt like I don't know, a lot of the gigs were starting to feel like it was just the only people there were people that were musicians, and it was like this like incestuous music scene where it's just musicians going to see other musicians and judge and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just not, I don't know, I got burnt out, so I just started playing all sorts of other stuff, like indie rock bands and stuff, and I played in a country band, and
nice,
and just worked a good paying job and played in like 5 different bands, and then and eventually got sick of all that and then moved back to California.
Nice. Well, that leads us to our next question. Your current projects, who are you playing with?
Current projects. Well, I do a lot of gigging with like a top 40 band, the Cassie B Project, she's awesome. The whole band's awesome. They're super fun, high energy.
It's a tight band, man. I went and saw you guys.
Oh,
you guys
thanks,
do
man.
like tie-ins and like tie together songs and
yeah, it's a good time.
medleys and stuff like that. That's tight, man.
Super fun stuff. They get me working a lot, and they're great people. I really like working with them. I play in JB and the Movers, which is like an original soul funk band with Jody
funky.
Bagley, who's like,
Yeah.
If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's like amazing keyboardist and singer. He's like obsessed with vintage instruments, so he's always using like, we're called JB and the Movers because we always move his pianos and stuff. Like,
Not JB in the funk box.
no,
That'd be good.
that would be good.
JB and
No.
the Movers is good too, though.
Yeah, he's always got some array of awesome vintage keyboards, and he sings his ass off too. And I play in the Tommy Mitchell Show, which is another original project. Actually, Tommy Mitchell plays guitar with Jody's band.
Okay.
But and that one's a little more eclectic. It's kind of sometimes like fusion type stuff, and sometimes more funky, and it's even some reggae type stuff sometimes.
Nice.
But that band's super fun. Sometimes I gig with Cat House Thursday, and I do some recording here and there for whoever needs me, or subbing gigs wherever.
That's
I'm starting another like a cover band project. We're gonna start playing this week. Actually, it's gonna be fun. A lot more like, it's kind of like top 40, but not like top 1. I feel like a lot of top 40 bands are really number 1 hits.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, they don't do like,
Well, they all do the same songs too.
yeah, they don't do the songs that like maybe got to number 4 on the charts, and that was as high as they went.
Yeah.
So we're doing some more of they're still like recognizable, but not as like, like, I don't think we're gonna do Don't Stop.
Uptown Funk.
Yeah, we're not gonna do Uptown Funk.
Every band, dude, has the same exact set list in San
Yeah.
Diego, dude. Every band. It's crazy.
And then, yeah, I do some writing and stuff with my wife. And I got to help out with a really exciting project. I can't wait to hear it. Carly Johnson is this, like, she's a friend of ours who went to school with Charlotte and I, my wife, in Philadelphia. And she's just, like, blown up in Louisville, Kentucky. She's, like, I mean, she's a phenomenal singer, so good.
Yeah.
But my wife helped her write her record that's going to be coming out pretty soon, and it sounds so good.
Really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
And I got to help out here and there, with little things.
Nice.
But I'm gonna be there's one track where I actually play drums on it. I'm really excited.
Nice.
So I think it's gonna get pressed on vinyl too.
Oh, that's dope.
'Cause I've always wanted vinyl.
There's kind of nothing like that, man.
Yeah.
Like having a vinyl record that you played on. And
Yeah.
You put it on, you're like, I've listened to so many records, and like finally there's one where you're like hearing yourself.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Super dope.
I'm excited. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
I've chopped down a lot of trees.
Chopped down
with
trees.
a chainsaw.
But not for drums.
No, just to clear the dead trees out. I've chopped down probably
That's a good one.
between 20 and 30 trees.
Wow. All right. That's a
So
good
if
one.
you need
I would
some-
never know
If
that.
you need some firewood, let me know. I've got plenty of firewood.
Dude, that was like completely not what I would think.
I got pretty good with a chainsaw. I'm pretty good.
Chopped out a lot of trees.
Yeah. Well, I've chopped down a lot of trees. A lot.
All right,
I
two.
can split wood. Yeah.
That's a good one. All right, what's your second one that people may not know about you?
Oh man. That job I did for good money. I used to move furniture as a living. I was a mover. It was like Philadelphia's got a really weird mover scene. It sounds weird, but it's like a job that's really conducive to artists. At least that's what, like, some people had this great idea over there where it was like they pretty much, it's like this whole scene of like musicians and artists and painters and
It's
stuff.
like the Uber of Philadelphia.
Yeah, but it pays really well, and they can like go and work all day and then support their art habits,
Okay. Yeah.
So there's like, yeah, so I was a mover for a long time, and I almost bought a company,
Wow.
and yeah,
We both went full blast in like real work.
yeah,
Like I was a carpet layer and like the same thing. Like was going for my contractor's license, had a crew of guys,
yeah.
went like
Tough work,
hard
right?
on carpet laying. But
Yeah.
no.
I've definitely
No.
hoisted pianos and like
Well-
sleeper sofas into windows, and
Man,
I've hoisted a harpsichord
wow.
into a third floor window.
When I need help moving, I mean, I know who I'm calling.
Yeah.
All right, 3.
3. Oh man. Well, I used to dress up like a punker,
Oh,
like back in the days. Punk rocker.
okay.
I had like mohawks and stuff, and
Wow.
stuff pinned to my clothes and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if
I wouldn't have known that.
it's pretty dorky at this point in my life, but I was a little kid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's cool.
I really liked old punk.
Last question. What's your advice for people that are trying to get into being a full-time musician, or like students, or like,
Whew.
what's your advice to them as a professional pro drummer? What's your advice to the people trying to come up and do what we do?
Irons in the fire. Have a lot of them. To be able to do as many things as possible really well. So that's key. So skill sets, right?
Yeah.
Be able to teach, be able to perform a lot of styles well with conviction. Also be a cool human being. No one likes working with douchebags. It's just like,
no.
yeah, it's one of those things.
I
that-
like that.
And sometimes, like, I feel like it can get like you think you gotta be kind of an asshole, or like, dog eat dog mentality to get by, but no. Nobody likes those people. Nobody.
Yeah.
Not even the dog eat dog people. They
Definitely
They
don't-
don't like each other.
We definitely don't like those kind of people at Drum Brigade.
Hell no.
Yeah, no, you don't belong here. If you got that backstabbing competition
Yeah.
attitude, beat it.
No.
All right, Phil. Good interview.
Thanks.
I think we know a lot about you now. Shouldn't have. Well, I should always ride my bike, but struggling. Like I ate a lot of pizza last night.
Oh no.
I overindulged in pizza. Oh, come on, you effer.
Eat effer.
And,
Corey doesn't curse, by the way.
and like, so I rode my bike and I was just having like that gluten feeling where I was just like, oh. So I stopped at Starbucks and got some green tea and like drank one. Then I was on the phone and I was like, I want another one. And I got a refill and I drank that one. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm like, well, I can't really take it with me. So like, I'm just going to get another refill and like get my money's worth. So I got another refill and like downed it so I could get on the road.
No.
And so I still felt that like gluten feeling where I was just like, oh, I'm so tired and fat. And then like, I also felt like super amped, like, yeah, let's go, but no, I can't. And then like, I was so full on like green tea that like, I felt like I was going to throw up. And I felt like I was just struggling the whole time on this ride, dude. And like, now I just feel like my legs feel like Jell-O and I got some weird, look at this tan, dude.
Whoa.
Cycling tan. And like my legs are kind of the same.
Nice.
I'm crazy, dude. Drum Brigade question of the day.
Okay, Corey. Do you ever sit down at the drums at a gig and you just don't feel right? Like you sit down and for some reason when you start playing and stuff and when you're in the moment, it's just, there's like weird little misconnections.
Yes. Okay, I have a few reasons why that happens for me.
Yeah, go.
Couple different reasons. Okay, so for one thing, I always feel the most confident and most comfortable behind my drums.
Yeah.
Unless there's another drummer in the room.
Oops.
And then I'm like, I don't know how to play anymore. Suddenly, I don't know how to play anymore.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That is always the biggest reason why I feel a disconnect on my drums, where I'm like, how do I do this? Like, I know how to do this. Why am I doing this? The other thing is if something is not right. Like, I had this feeling on my gig this week. I have 2 Iron Cobra pedals, so I always keep one like in its case, and then I keep one in my hardware bag. So like, I always have 2 in case one breaks, and you know whatever. You can throw it on there, but I use the other one today because the one that's in the case that I use every time is kind of getting old, and and so I use the better one. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like my other one. The spring, I don't know, but it just didn't feel right. So the whole night, like the whole first set, I was playing and I was just like, something's not right. Mm-hmm. And it was that. Sometimes I've had it to where like my hi-hat is over a little bit and I'm like, something's not right.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's why. And then I just turn my hi-hat and then I'm good. But no, like most of the time, like at NAMM show, my hands and my legs don't work. Like, I don't know how to play drums. It's like...
There's drummers everywhere.
Because every drummer's there and they're all judging you.
Yeah, and half
like,
of them are, like, famous.
Yeah. And then, like, it doesn't help that, like, I'm a 6'4" black guy with a high top fade. So everybody thinks I'm a gospel chop drummer. And I'm like, nah, fool. Like, I grew up playing punk and ska. Like, I can show you how to play that all day. But gospel chop stuff, dude, no, that's not me. But so they hear me play and they're like, this fool doesn't know how to play gospel chops. This fool sucks.
At least that's what you're telling yourself in your head, right?
Yeah.
No one actually said that, right?
No one's ever said that, but
thank goodness.
That's what I'm telling myself in my head, and hence the reason why I have a disconnect on the drums. How about you?
Yeah. I guess I think a lot of it does come down to the setup. Yeah, like, I mean, half the time you go and it's a house kit.
Yeah.
Or there's, some kind of kit provided, and it's not your drums. And they feel weird.
Yeah.
In my case, I'm short, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm pretty short, so, like, Yeah, some drum sets are just physically super weird because my toms got to be higher than I want them to be because I'm a short dude. You know?
I hate, dude. I'm
Part
a tall
of why
guy.
I like 20s,
Dude. But I'm a tall guy, and like we have the opposite situation. Like I sit super high, so I always bring my own throne. Always. Unless I'm doing like a fly out date or like a tour.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like hoping and praying that they have the right throne. If I can't sit high enough, it feels terrible.
Yeah.
It's the worst. And so it's probably the same for you. Like, you know, like, and I feel the same way. Like if the toms aren't a certain way, they can be too high. I don't like that, even as a tall person. Even as a tall person. That's why my toms are like shorter, because I don't want big giant 80s rock toms, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, setup, and then sometimes mood. I feel like, I don't know, like sometimes, it's weird, 'cause sometimes when I'm in a horrible mood, I play like better.
Yeah, me too.
Like I'm just like aggressive and I don't give a shit. I'm just like, fuck this, I'm gonna fuck this up right now.
Yes.
And I go, and I don't care. But like if I, sometimes, sometimes it comes down to mood, I think. Like if you're kind of like anxious or like stressed out or...
There's definitely situations.
Head, you know?
There's situations too where there is a drummer like in the audience.
I hate that. Yeah.
I hate that, but then there's some situations where I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna show this fool. Like not like, and it's not like in a negative way, like, or in a competitive way, but for some drummers, but like it's most of the time it's the drummers that I really respect that I'm just like maybe it's a humility thing, like you know. But then, like, there's just some drummers where I'm like, nah, dude, you're going to learn today.
You're going to learn today.
But, like, you know, it's all fun. It's all good. But, yeah. So when you show up at a gig, like, I've gotten to the point now, I figure, like, this is what I normally do. Like, I can set my drums up, and then I'll take a minute and just look at everything without playing anything and be like, yeah, it's good. And then I have like a total routine that I do when I set up my stuff, but then I'll put the moon gels on and do a little tuning. Mm-hmm. And then I'll just like go doom, 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 bop, boom, boom. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah,
and it doesn't need to be anything more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's usually pretty much the same thing. Set them up, and then, you know, usually like during sound check, you get, because, you know, they like mic everything up and blast it through your monitors so you hear it different, because, you know, like some gigs you show up and the heads are just all ripped up.
Oh, no, yeah, I'll have to spend some time on those.
And it's like, oh, God, but then when it comes through the monitor, it's like slightly better somehow.
Yeah. No, I mean just like aesthetics, like, you know, like
physically where they
physically
are.
I can even go to a house kit and just be like, as long as I have my throne, like everything, I could just set up, like I know how to set up my stuff and just look at it and be like, yep, we're good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I can set up like that too.
Yeah, I like that. I years ago I did this tour with Madness. I wasn't playing drums for them, but my band was opening for them. They're the band that sang "Our House in the Middle of the Street."
Yeah.
They did a huge tour, dude. It was like arenas in the UK. But their drum tech, it was a girl, and she was like, she helped me tune my kick drum.
Wait, a girl or a woman?
It was a woman. Sorry, a girl. It was a woman drum tech. This was like the dopest drum tech I've ever seen, dude. Like, she was like, and she said that the drummer for Madness, she had to have a tape measure out at every gig, and everything had to be like precisely measured and perfect every gig. And I was like, really? Like, she's like, oh no, like I have to, and like she's like, if it's off like an inch or half an inch, he knows. So she's like, I have to like measure everything perfect, and everything has to be set exactly the way he wants it.
Whoa.
She's like, I have like a book of like basically measurements that.
Do you ever get drum techs?
No, dude, I'm not big time. Come on.
I've only played like one gig where there's a drum tech.
Yeah.
And there was like some, yeah, they provided all the drums and they're all like perfectly tuned, and they're like, what size kick do you want? What toms? What,
Yeah.
you know, I was just like, yeah, that's good. And then it just, it was
I've
just
had-
super weird.
I've had a
But-
drum tech like once or twice, maybe. Actually, Sahir, the dude who builds the Masters of Maple drums and owns the company, he's a drum tech, and he's teched for me before, and it was
okay.
weird, man. It was like going. He would be like doom doom, and I'd be like, "Can that tom come up a little bit more?"
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, doom doom, and I'd be like, a little bit more. Like, I'm like, just let me do it, dude. You know, like.
Yeah, it feels really weird having someone else monkey with your stuff.
Yeah,
right?
and then I'm like, well, I like my toms low, and I'm like trying to tell him, you know, and it's just like, he set all the whole kit up, and then I put it where I wanted, and then he put it on stage, and then he tuned everything, and like, it was cool. It was definitely cool, but I haven't had like a tour where I'm like, I've
Just show
had
up
like
and the drums are perfectly set up.
no. Like I've had tours. Like most of the tours, I can, like, dun 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 dun. Thank you. Good night. Walk off stage, and then the drums are like put away. Like, but never like, okay, I show up and everything's tuned and it's the way I like it, and I show up for sound check and play, and then I leave, and then I come. It's never like that. I don't mind setting my stuff up. That's one thing I don't really get on my soapbox about. But rest assured, if I ever do have a drum tech, you better bet I'm going to be on my soapbox about like not having a drum tech. Oh man. So I guess the consensus is I only feel that way when other drummers are in the room, or if something's slightly off.
Yeah. Did like the emotional thing come into play with you? Or you ever like, does your mood ever mess with your head?
No, like, not really. Like, I'm pretty like level nowadays, man. When I'm behind my drums, I'm always like kind of get the job done. Like I'm here, I'm at work right now, you know?
Yeah.
That's changed a lot for me. Like I always go into work mode when I'm behind my drums now. But and unless I'm like in the studio here or like just jamming or, you know, doing something. But I actually like was like I had some like counseling, you know, like some sessions for like, yeah, just like counseling sessions, like personal stuff. And the counselor was helping me to realize that the most confident I am is behind my drums. So she's like, no matter what, anytime that you're dealing with like business or like relationships or personal or whatever, you have to imagine yourself behind your drums. And if you imagine yourself behind your drums, then your confidence like goes up, because that's your comfort zone.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that I like, you know, go into if I'm in a certain mood, I'll just like my whole gig will be thrown off. It's not like that, but I mean, like I'm like the same way. I like business, like play the gig, you know. I'm not like. It's just like little subtle minor things that like where you feel like. You know, I don't know. Like some gigs you play, you like feel really good after you played. Yeah. And then some gigs you're like, I kind of like wish I did this other thing.
I guess there's a difference for me, like when I'm on an original gig, like when I'm playing with Sharp Shock. Yeah. Those gigs I'm like either really bummed out at myself or like really like stoked. Yeah. On the band, and like this week when we played our gig, I felt like that. Like I felt like I was overthinking all my fills and like stuff
that's the stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah. And I was like, why am I doing this? It's not coming naturally. It's not like second nature. Like I know what to do, and it wasn't necessarily a bad show, but it was like I'm overthinking this. Why am I overthinking this? I'm like really like you like a lot of my students hear me talk about that, like overthinking and getting in your own way. It has to do with like sports, like I work with like a motocross coach. Like I said in the last episode, I'm really into motocross stuff. But one of my best friends is a motocross coach, and that's one of the things that like I asked him, there's so many similarities between what those guys do and what we do. Like, it's all based on time. It's all based on like they go around this crazy track and they're doing these crazy like stunts and it's all within a few hundredths of a second every lap.
Yeah.
And so everything is timed perfect where they're just going as fast as they can, and it's all based on time, you know? And so I asked him, like, what do you do to get your guys, these guys are pro level, competing the best in the world, you know, at what they do. What do you guys work on? Like, what are you guys doing to improve? And he's like, we're always working on fundamentals. And he's like, we're always working on mental stuff. So the game for them, the mental game for them is life or death. Like, for us, if we mess up, or severe injuries. For us, if we mess up, it hurts
so
our
bad.
ego. Yeah. It's life or death in our opinion, but it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
For them, they could get seriously injured or die or get paralyzed or something. So he's like, I have to get them to shut their brain off and not get in their own way. He's like, if they get in their own way, that's when stuff happens. He's like, they know how to do this. They know what they're doing. He's like, we run all their fundamentals since they were little kids. And he's like, they know how to do this like the back of their hand. But once they start thinking, I don't know if I can do that, that's when they don't do it. I'm like, that's how it is for us.
Exactly.
We've worked on fundamentals and rudiments and all this stuff and timing and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then when we start overthinking it, that's when our timing goes. That's when we mess up, when we get in our own way. He's like...
I guess that's like that's the point of my question, kind of, is that like... I feel like it's something that happens with everybody, with all the, like, drummers or other musicians. It's like something that no one ever wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Because everyone just wants to have this like glossy, perfect exterior of what represents them as a musician.
Yeah.
But really, a lot of, like, probably all of us have moments where it's like, yeah, you get in your head.
Yeah.
And that's the enemy, yeah. It's all about being in the moment, not
Right.
being in your head, and being okay with mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that when you make a stupid mistake, or like just a subtle little, like, you hit the kick like a millisecond off of where you wanted.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, damn it.
Yeah. Beat yourself
Like,
up
it's in
and you're
your
like
head.
looking like somebody had to hear
Like
that.
someone noticed that, and
Yeah.
you know it.
Yeah, dude. No. Yeah, when I start overthinking, that's when I start like going, man, like I have to coach myself through it and just talk myself out of it and just be like, you know what you're doing. Come on, like, just play, you know, like, just do what you do, like, you know, or just, I'll have to like keep it simple for a couple minutes, you know, and then bring
Collect
out
yourself,
stuff.
yeah.
Either that or like if I like if there's like a big moment, like there's a big like ending that we do in Sharp Shock, and I have to do all these fills and like it's kind of like my moment to shine or whatever, and so there's like one where I was the same thing. I was overthinking it and got in my own head, and like I messed up the first one, and then I was like mad, like no, like you're not gonna do that, and went like for blood. The next the first measure, I was like I didn't want to do that, and then I almost got in my own head. And I was like no, and then it was just like
Hulk out.
Yeah, and then they're like,
I know exactly what you mean.
people were like, whoa, and I was just like pissed off. Like that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And people were like, dude, that was amazing. I'm like, oh, okay, like that's not what I wanted, but I had to like get it out. Like, no, that's not what I wanted to do. You know?
I know exactly what you mean. I've had a lot of moments like that, where like you drop a stick at a stupid point, and you come back with like vengeance with your new stick.
Yeah, yeah. I've definitely done that. Yeah. Drum Brigade drum video of the week.
Yes.
All right, so this week we are watching Sharik Tucker. This dude is so dope on drums, bro. He's like one of my favorite drummers on the internet right now.
Yeah, you told me about it. I haven't seen much of him.
Okay,
Who does he play with?
I have no idea. He's like, I just kind of stumbled across his videos. I've never met him. I don't know him. Like, I just like his style, man. He's got a really nice style. He seems like a gospel chop dude. His playing is like that, but like I'm not like really too big on like the gospel chop dudes these days, but this dude has got a really nice like tasty feel. Sweet. So this tune is by Evan Marion, I think. Evan Marion. He's a bass player. The song is called "Sweatin'."
Sweet.
Is it Sweetin'? No, Sweatin'. And it's Evan Marion and Dana Hawkins, but this is a drum cover by Sharik Tucker. So check it out. Disclaimer: the original version of this song was played by drummer Dana Hawkins. You should definitely go and watch that version as well because Dana is ridiculously dope too. Okay, first of all, this fool's got a big old gong as like a ride cymbal.
It does.
This drum sound dope though, like real dead. Got the Chris Dave like things on his hi-hat, huh?
Oh yeah. I can't hear the cymbals though.
Oh yeah.
Except for that one.
Oh yeah, stack. With drummers and stacks these days, dude.
I know. I still don't use any.
Me either.
Except the original stack, the hi-hat.
He just has like a confidence, man. I like his confidence. He's got the like real like I got this face. I don't even see any mics though. Oh yeah, there's one. Oh yeah, there's one on the snare. Oh yeah, there's one on the tom. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
This fool is so dirty, man. I love it. Look at that. See, look at that. He's using that big old gong, like
and that wood rim.
On the wood rim.
That's cool.
It sounds dope. I've never seen somebody put a like gong like that, like a gong bass drum there. Dope, dude. Style.
Yeah, he's got good feel too. It's like it's not like robotic precision.
Yeah.
You know, there's like
just real like, comfortable and confident.
Real subtle swing to things here and there.
Yeah. Bro, come on. Right on that crash. It's tight, bro.
I gotta watch this with headphones.
Yeah.
He's doing all sorts of ghosty biz with his left hand.
I don't mind that, dude. I don't mind that. You know, it's super like colorful. God, dude. this fool's freaking ridiculous. I love how he builds this solo, dude. Come on with that. Come on. Look at how this solo's building, dude.
What?
Dude.
What was that?
What?
Wait,
Dude, that's how you end a solo,
back
dude.
that up. What was that?
That's the same reaction I had. I'm like, rewind that. Rewind that.
Again.
Dude. I gotta see it again. Dude, that is the way you end a solo, bro.
That was...
Sharik Tucker, bro.
Cheers to that.
Man. You just
that
blew
was
my mind,
good.
dog. That was amazing. Amazing. No, we're not going to get on Mike Mitchell right now. No,
That's
no,
for
no.
another one.
That's another video to watch. Mike Mitchell, you're dope too. But Sharik, bruh.
So good.
That was one of the best solos I've seen in a long time,
tasty.
dude. I don't know how you do it, but you got some real skills, dude. And you know what? Like, people that know me know I would be like, nah, that was whack.
Yeah.
Not him.
No, that was tasty biz.
Yeah. My favorite thing is just like how much he builds that solo and ends with a big pie-ow to your face.
Yeah, there's drama and there's space.
Yeah.
There's space. I feel like that's one of those things that's like underestimated
Yeah.
so much because we don't. It's something that like you like wind instruments like horns. They have to leave space so they can breathe air.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah,
like,
maybe that's
other
it.
instruments you don't. You can just fill every gap.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a hard way of thinking to get into, but like leaving
Yeah, dude.
space makes everything you say more
That's what I love.
important,
Like,
you know.
he's obviously like a gospel chop drummer, you know, but he's doing it so different from a lot of the other drummers where it's not like, let me just fit in as many notes as I can in this solo. It's
Yeah.
like he starts the solo, like he built that solo like Vinny would build a solo.
Yeah.
Like he starts it off very like, it's still super tasty and like there's still some serious chops in there, but it builds, it escalates to this big like finale lick that's just amazing, dude. That's a great solo. That's a great drum cover, man.
That
You should
was
be
so
proud
good.
of yourself, bro.
That was really
good.
good. All right, so something's got you a little upset from a gig last week, right?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Is it time?
Corey Soapbox. Bruh. I ain't trying to hear that right now. You're already laughing.
I can't wait.
And I don't even know why.
It's
'Cause
gonna be good.
I'm mad. Okay? You're like, this is not funny. Let me set this up for you, Phil.
Okay, what happened?
I'm on a gig. It's an agency gig, okay?
Okay.
You know what? I haven't even started yet, and I'm already hitting the button. Let's talk about this agency gig.
Okay.
Before I
Agency
even
gig.
get to the real soapbox, I'm already on the agency gig.
Well, all right, so just the gig itself?
The gig itself is great, man. They provide me with a lot of work. But the way they're set up is very annoying sometimes. I'll tell you why.
Lay it on me.
One, they do it based on time. So the client will say, hey, I want this band, whatever they're called. I'm not going to name names. I want this band. It rhymes with Schmucky Metals band. Okay.
Schmucky metal.
Okay, so when you book the Schmucky Metals band, okay, you get a certain amount of time. Like, I'm going to book the band, and they can have 5 hours of our time.
Okay.
How you use that 5 hours is up to you. So you get like 4 sets of music, but you can be like, well, I want to have them play 1 hour of cocktail hour set, and then I want them to play 3 hours of dinner music. And then the 5 hours is like with your breaks and all that stuff. So, but the catch is they can have you play in a different area. Let's talk about the different areas, the set changes. What do you call that? Location changes. Let's talk about location changes.
Yeah.
You can play all the way over in a different building. You could drive to the other place, and then you could bring your drums back to the other place,
What?
and that's all part of your same fee.
Really?
Yes.
Even though you're driving to 2 different events?
Yes. Like they say to a certain extent, but I have literally had to drive my car way over there to set up for the cocktail hour set, and then bring my drums back over to where the reception is.
Whoa.
Yeah. So anyways, that's 1. 2, it's all the amount of time. Okay, so now let's get back to my gig this week. So this guy booked us for the certain amount of time. We were there from like 5:30 or something. We were supposed to start cocktail hour set, which thank goodness in this time, or at this gig, it was in the same location. So I didn't have to move my drums at all.
Sweet.
Okay, so that's good. But this guy was saying that we get there at 5:30, we play at 5:30, and then we start the dance set at 7 or something. I don't remember exactly what time we started. I'm pretty sure it was at 7. And then we end at 9. So we're within our allotted time, right? But, which is fine with me. It's cool. Like, we're in our allotted time. I know how this works. I agree to the gig. Whatever. Well, this is where my soapbox comes in. This guy says he wants the band to end at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Dream come true. I finally get a gig where I can get in bed by 10 o'clock.
That's sweet.
Okay, no. This guy says, but here's the catch. I want the DJ to play, which is also us, playing a playlist on our phones through the sound system. I want the DJ, quote unquote, to play for another hour and a half until 10:30.
What?
So we're like, cool. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me. It's just like, I'll pack my stuff up. Oh, no. You have to leave your drums there until 10:30 because it might look weird if the drummer is packing up his stuff, while everybody could care less on the dance floor. So here's me. I end the gig at 9 o'clock, and I'm like, sweet. And then everybody's dancing. No one is even looking at me. And I'm like, I mean, I could just pack my stuff up. There's a gate right there. I could be inconspicuous, one piece at a time.
Yeah.
Bring it to my car. No. The guy on the gig who's supposedly my friend, and I'm not going to get on a soapbox about him because he is my friend. But he's like, man, it's out of my hands. I can't do anything about it. You know, like, this is in our allotted time. I'm with you. I wish we could go, but we can't. So I'm like, I know, man, but did you, like, at least, like, talk to him and be like, hey, you know, that's an unreasonable request. Like, I know we're technically supposed to be here for a certain amount of time, but if we're done, we're done. Just let us go.
Wait, I thought your time was done at 9, though.
Well, this is where my soapbox comes into play. This freaking guy knows he has us till 10:30, and he won't let us leave until we've stayed there for the full amount of time.
Okay.
That gets me going.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to stay there because he's like, it's going to look weird if you pack your drums up before 10:30. I don't want people to see you packing your stuff, like, before it's time to go. But the principle of it is I paid for you to be here till 10:30, and so I'm going to get every dime out of you guys. You can't go anywhere.
So if you only paid till 9, would you have been paid less?
We would have had to start at like 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 4. But we started at 5:30.
But if you did 5:30 to 9, would you have been paid less?
No. It
No.
shouldn't have mattered. We've done gigs
Yeah.
like that where we've played one set. It doesn't matter. It's like we played your event. And you got your money's worth. That's all you wanted. You wanted us to stop at 10. We didn't say, no, we have to stay till 10:30. But you're saying we have to stay till 10:30 because it's the principle. You paid for that, so we have to stay. And we are staying because we're playing music. Like the DJ is playing your playlist through his sound system.
Yeah.
But it could have been so easily like inconspicuous for me to move my drums off of the stage or whatever.
Yeah.
And instead, I'm like sitting there. So I'm like arguing with one of the band members, like, hey, dude, like, I mean, can you just ask him, like, look, it's not what we thought. It's a little bit inconspicuous, which leads me to my second point. And I'm sorry, but I have to hit the button for this too. In the midst of me arguing with the band member, I'm like, whatever, bro. I'll be back at 10:30. And so I get in my car and dip out and I go to the beach and try to unwind because I'm so mad.
You went to the beach?
Yeah, because it was in Cardiff.
Wait, this was going till... This is a PM gig or an
PM
AM?
gig.
Okay,
so it was at night. I still needed to go to the beach.
Okay.
Yeah. I still needed to go to the beach to unwind and watch the waves come in because I was like furious.
Whoa.
Okay. I'm at the beach now. It's 9:45. And he's going, the guy who I'm arguing with, the band member, goes, hey, dude, we're all here taking one piece at a time inconspicuously. If you would have stayed, you could have just took your drums away. After I just got in an argument with him and was like, couldn't you have just asked him, can't we just take one piece at a time? No. He's like, yeah, we're taking our stuff away. You should have just stayed. I'm like, dude.
At the beach now.
Yeah, and so I come back. I'm just sitting in my car like, forget it, man. Forget it. I'm just going to stay till 10:30 and give him what he wants. Because my luck, they'll freaking be like, well, the drummer did pack up when he wasn't supposed to, and that's the one request we had.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in my car, still like furious, like trying to unwind. And then this fool opens the door and is like, got my last piece right here in my hands. I'll catch you later. Put it in his car and took off. This fool knows me and my soapbox, dude.
That's a soapbox moment.
Yeah. And so I was so mad, dude. Oh my God, I was so mad. Meanwhile, like, this groom, his bride was hot, dude. His bride was hot.
Oh, you can't go there.
I know. She's newly married, though. She's, like, married for, like, an hour. She's really beautiful, dude. I gotta give it to him, because this dude scored. Like,
yeah.
She was so out of his league, bro. She was, like, a foot taller than him, too. Okay, but anyways, you know what? Actually, no. Let's talk about this groom. Hold on. Dude, this groom, man.
It's a lot of soapbox.
This is a lot. I told you, man. I was pissed off this week.
This is like a soapbox truck.
Oh, my God, dude. This groom, sure, he's a nice guy, but, dude, this guy was such a jerk, man. He was like, didn't say a word to us, dude.
Really?
Did not say a word to us. Now, you would think that, like, if you had any class at all, you'd be like, hey, you know, I know it's an unreasonable request, but I really don't want people moving equipment. And then at the end of the night, hey, thanks, man. Here's a couple bucks. Like, we get that all the time. Here's a tip. Thank you guys for what you did. You guys made our wedding great. And thank you for not packing up your stuff. Here's a $20 tip. Whatever. No. This is at, like, a private, like, golf resort. Okay? This guy did not even say a word. He sat in on the keyboard. You know my feelings about people sitting in.
Oh, yeah, we heard about that.
Sat in on the keyboard, played a song to his wife, which is cool, whatever. Still didn't come up and say, hey, thanks, guys. Man, really appreciate it. Hey, man, great. So glad we booked you guys. Nothing. I hate that. Dude, somebody comes to my house and, like, does work. Man, thank you so much, man. Can I offer you a drink? Can I offer you a few bucks? Whatever.
Yeah.
No. This guy, it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. I'm over that. Groom, you're not cool. You made me stay till 10:30 at night for no reason, dude, based on principle. Not down with that. This week, you got me on my soapbox.
Oof.
In a real way, bro. I hope I never play a wedding for you ever again.
Yeah.
That has been my soapbox.
I ain't trying to hear that right now.
Hope you don't get divorced. 'Cause then,
I won't play your party.
yeah. You won't be able to have some drums on stage.
No.
Just sitting
Well,
there.
you could if you book somebody else, but
Or you can just rent some drums from Guitar Center and put them on stage for an hour and a half.
maybe I should have just drawn a picture of my drums instead of like a thing up. Just been like, there you go, bro. It would have been so easy,
Wait,
dude.
what if they hired you before? What if up front it was like, okay, you're gonna play from this time to this time, and then from this time to here, we're just renting your equipment to sit on stage to look cool.
Yeah, there's an extra fee for that.
Yeah.
No, but not with the Schmucky Metals band. No.
Lucky metal.
No, definitely not with them. That's a great gig, and like most of the gigs that we do is always great, you know, and I'm stoked on that gig and all that stuff, but it's just some of these clients, man, that just like are privileged and entitled.
Yeah.
And they think they're like this dude. I got the vibe that this dude finally gets to be the boss of someone, you know, and so he's gonna like really be the boss. And like it's like, dude, there's such a thing as treating people with respect and having some class. That dude didn't have any.
Yeah.
So that's what he gets, man. He's on. He made the show. Soapbox, dude.
Congratulations, groom. Idiot.
Yeah, bro. not happening. Not happening.
I ain't trying to hear that right now.
I'm much better now.
Now you'll be able to make one more week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm good now. Really good now.
Yeah.
I don't have to go and play that wedding anymore.
Sweet.
So that's good. That's good. Yeah. But I mean, I told that musician in the band that I won't mention names. I told him that he was part of my soapbox, and he knows why. So he's like, "Man, you should have stayed." I'm like, "Man, you should like shut your mouth." Drum games! Felix and his dad's. I love it.
He seriously loves those sticks. He just, like, he had my whole stick bag to choose from. And he's just like, and he got one of each color too. He's
Nice. Dude, designed with kids in mind.
He loves it.
All right, this week's drum game is Name That Groove again.
But this time, Corey is demonstrating a classic groove.
Yes. It's, I think it's a good groove.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to be a Name That Groove.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do a stupid groove. Well, would we? Maybe we'd do a dumb
Yeah,
groove.
maybe this is a stupid groove. I don't know.
Wow. Way to play that groove, dude. That was really
Thank you.
good.
Yeah, I tried my hardest on that groove. I was really putting my heart into
It
it.
sounded good.
Well, do you know what the groove is?
Yeah. Psh.
You know that if you know what the groove is, you can send an email to thedrumbrigade.com and win yourself your very own Drum Brigade t-shirt.
What? They come in different colors.
Yeah, you can win one, even in your size.
They're my favorite shirts.
Me too. I wear a Drum Brigade shirt pretty much every day.
Me too.
And you could too if you name that groove. All right, man. That was a crazy good show.
Yeah, that was
We
awesome.
learned a lot about you this week. It's
Yeah.
good. People need to know.
I guess so.
People need to know why you are called Funky Phil Pardell.
Yeah. I didn't mention Tony Allen.
Yeah?
I forgot to mention him.
That's good.
Fela Kuti's drummer.
Oh, yeah. That's a funky man right
Love that dude.
there. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned him. He's dope. Man, that video, killer. That video just knocked me, knocked my wig back.
Now I gotta go buy a gong bass.
Yeah. Just to play the rim.
Yeah, just for that rim.
Yeah, man. That dude's dope.
That was awesome.
Sarik Tucker. That fool is dope. Yeah, so really good show. And we're going to have another good show next week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Drum Brigade.
Brigade.
Drum 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 Brigade. Drum Brigade.
I don't like your music. I don't like your style. Give away your cheap tricks and wash away your smile.
Drum Brigade.
Gotta figure out that ending lick, dude.
Boom. Like crazy, dude. Drum gong, like right. Oh, dude. Crazy.
Now I gotta get one of those.
Put it right there where your ride should go.
Yeah.